All right, Ken Stereo Trader back with you for the secret to anticipate big candles or big price moves. So let's get into it. The indicators you're going to need are the ATR candle size indicator and sample candlestick sizes indicator, which is going to measure the candle for you from top to bottom, or you can just measure them yourself manually. So the logic is this: we have to remember that typically, okay, it's going to be small candle bodies that lead to big candle bodies. And we have to make it more concrete by looking at ATR or average true range percentages, okay, to see which small candles we should focus on. So we're going to cover two schools of thought. So the first method is defining what is a small candle. Now, a small body and a small wick, we anticipate that being just straight up pure accumulation. Okay, this is the most high probability candle that you can see, and it often leads to the most explosive price moves. If you have a small body and large wick, that means it's just volatility without direction. Price just spikes both ways, closes right where it starts, and you don't really expect much of anything. Okay, and it could be a reversal as well, but we're going to focus on the first option. So, this is the fact that you want to be sure to know the candle size from the top to the bottom, and that entire wick is smaller relative to whatever the average true range of the candle is. And I'm going to show you this, so just be patient. Now, in terms of the percentages, so let's just say if you have an ATR of 100, to make it simple, if the candle from top to bottom is more than 70 pips, that's just typically trend continuation. Okay, if the ATR is 100, remember going based off 100 to make the math easy. If you see a candle that's 40 pips to 60 pips out of a 100 pip ATR, that's just, slow grind moves, just moving, trending. If it's less than 30% or 30 pips, okay, that means that price is starting to compress. But if it's less than 15 pips, if the total candle size from the top of the wick to the bottom is less than 15 pips, price is going to make a strong move. The likelihood of that, okay, I'm not saying it's going to do it immediately, but it's just a matter of time before a big move does come. Okay, because remember, the small candle leads to the big candle. So here's a case study for this. This is dollar yen. We're going to look at the ATR and then the candles that is less than 30% of it. So this is one case right here. And the thing is, this actually isn't as frequent as the second method I'm going to show you, but just bear with me and I'll show you how this worked out. Now, the ATR of dollar yen during the time of this screenshot was 101 pips. So 30% of that is about 30.3. Now, this candle right here, okay, this first small candle from the top to the bottom was 39 pips. So slightly above 30%, but in that general range. Okay, it's an inexact science. All right, so this though right here was the clue that, hey, look, there's a big move coming, because for an entire day, this is a daily chart, even though the range was 101, this in a whole day, it couldn't even move close to 40% of its average. And then it continued to consolidate. And then this final move, this big move we're anticipating, came at the end of I think this was a Wednesday. It's going to show on the next chart. But this blue candle here ended up from top to bottom being almost a 200 pip move. But where did it come from? It started right here. So the goal in this presentation is to let you know, when you see this type of price action, you need to add it to a watch list to say, okay, there's a big move coming. It's just a matter of which direction it's going to be going in. So this is the normal chart, whereby this wick right here was our signal to say, hey, look, price is about to possibly make a big move. Okay, in terms of CRT, this was candle 2, which made the high of the week, closed inside. And so, it had a extended consolidation here. And then this is this was the blue candle here. This was that 189 pip drop on Wednesday. I don't know if it was on news or what, but either way, this right here was the result. So this is like phase 1, phase 2, and then phase 3. Okay, but again, it starts with anticipating. Look at how the candle closes each day and see, okay, are there any wicks or any candles that did not meet that 30% threshold? And if so, anticipate a strong move. And if it's in line with CRT price action, then you basically anticipate a reversal. It's just a matter of when. So that's that. Now, the second method is measuring the candle body from the open to the close, which you'll see this more frequently, or a tiny candle body. So if you want to focus on the candle body, this is my recommendation. The candle should be less than 10 pips. Okay, let me take a quick sip of water. Okay, so single digit candles can lead to some good moves, and it's also more frequent. So we'll look at a case study of dollar CAD. So the ATR of this was 59 pips. The doji candle right here, which was in the middle, was 3 pips. So all day, 24 hours, it only moved 3 pips from the open to the close. Okay, but its average is 59. So that's the clue to say, hey, look, something is about to happen. And then what happened Friday? 109 pip drop. Okay, so remember, this is a single digit body. So that's what you're looking for. So some more examples here. It won't be stair step though. It won't be one after the other, sequential. Okay. When you see small bodies though that have single pip digits, it's just a warning to let you know, hey, look, something's coming, something's coming. So that's how I want you to train your mind. So you'll see here, this is another daily chart, and this was the daily chart as well on this one for a dollar CAD. Okay, but in a day, New Zealand yen, this is what this is. It was a 9 pip body there and a 7 pip body here. I'm not sure. This was more than a single digits though. And then look at this. Right now, I took this from the live chart because this is happening actually right now. This was a 90 plus pip drop, right? But it started from here. So once it starts, you want to draw your levels. See, okay, is there a candle 1? Then you got your candle 2. And you're anticipating the candle 3 expansion. Okay, it came over 2 days. Candle 3, sometimes that big move won't come in just one candle. It could come in multiple candles. Here's another one. Remember, these are daily charts. So this is Aussie, New Zealand. This was a 1 pip body. For 24 hours, price moved 1 pip. And then it moved 5 pips. And then, boom, took off. 82 pip rise thus far all week. Okay. So, and then this candle here did create the low of the week. Candle 1 being here, candle 2. And then the candle 3 move just played out over multiple candles and kept right on going. All right. So you do also have the option to use this for the higher time frame. I'll just do the weekly. So these are my recommendations. Because it's made up of 5 days, if you see a weekly candle body that's between 20 to 50 pips, that can lead to a big move as well. So here's a couple of examples for some shorts. Swiss yen, this is an 8 pip body. If it's single digits, even better. All right. I didn't note the moves here, but just know they were massive. Okay. So, but this was in a whole week, price only moved it from the open to the close, 8 pips. And then it opened, went up a little bit, and then closed. And then here, 17 pip body. All right. So, and this was just straight up candle 2. So if you see a candle 2 that already makes that high, then the likelihood of a down move coming next week is pretty high. Not guaranteed, but pretty high. And then here are some long examples from a dollar CAD. So this is a 14 pip body, 17 pip body right here, 46 pip body right there, 14 pips, 14 pips. But the lower the better, right? So if you can find a tight candle 2, that's the focus in this. Okay. So in conclusion, remember that the pattern comes first. This is just a tool to anticipate those big moves. So it's more than just, oh, this is a candle 2. It's a small consolidated candle 2, right? Because remember, we anticipate small candles to lead to big candles. But remember, the opposite is also true. When you get a big candle, you're probably going to get consolidation or small candles. Okay, so it works both ways. Single digit daily candles or even weekly candles can be a huge sign. Weekly chart, though, if you don't mess with anything over 50, that can also increase your odds. But remember, even if candle 2 is more than 50 pips, you can still get paid on that. This is just a way to anticipate there being more life or more movement in the trade because you have that small candle. If you make a tight candle body a range, if you make a tight body candle a condition of your trading, you may see bigger moves and bigger results as well in your account balance. So in other words, hey, look, if that candle 2 isn't tight, or if I don't see any small candles, then I won't trade it. Is the point. So I hope you got something out of that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your time and attention. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.